Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for Syscon TV. We're here at 9th Cloud Expo, Silicon Valley. I have Amplidata with me, which means I have Tom Leyden with me, which means we are going to go into the giddy realms of unstructured data on some massive scale. It's always getting bigger. Is that right, Tom?
That's correct, Jeremy. We actually talk about big unstructured data now because of the analogy with big data for analytics. So, as you might know, big data for analytics has been around for quite a while. We're talking about large volumes of small log files that were being collected for research purposes. So, I'm talking probably 10 years back, before Hadoop was around and similar systems. There wasn't a problem to store those files. Relational databases, which were used up to then, could not handle the volume of files. They were not performant. So then we saw all kind of innovations such as MapReduce and Hadoop, etc. A similar trend is now happening to unstructured data, because that data from the original big data for analytics was semi-structured to even structured. Unstructured data are files, documents, movies, pictures, music files, etc. And these files these days are being generated in equally large volumes and are creating a similar problem, not for databases, but for file systems. File systems do not scale sufficiently these days to handle that amount of data. And on top of that, file systems are becoming obsolete because the application is taking over the role of the file system. Take, for example, Google Picasa. In the old days, your pictures, you would store them, well, if you're well organized, you would have stored them in a file system, different folder levels, the year, the month, the party you were at. Today, using Google Picasa, you just throw them all in your big bucket of storage that you have there, and it's Picasa that is going to do face recognition, it's going to do geotagging, timestamps, and it is going to sort your files or your objects for you. So Amplidata has created an object storage system that allows you to create a storage infrastructure that is object storage. It uses a REST API, and it allows you to build an application on top of that, so you no longer need the file system, which is a limit to your scalability and your performance.
So that's quite a sweet spot in this giddy world that we're moving into. How fast will all this take place? How fast were your customers going to stand in line?
It is happening right now. One of our customers, the Montreux Jazz Festival, they had over 5,000 hours of video of the past 45 years of their festival, and they needed a system to store all of that information. I repeat, 5,000 hours of video and sound recordings, of course. So they needed a scale-out system, and right now they have deployed a system of over 1 petabyte. And since they are now experimenting with 2K and 4K recordings, that system is going to have to scale out. I predict over 10 petabytes within 5 years. That's my careful estimate.
Now, I'm going to be terribly optimistic, because I'm thinking when a problem like that we know is recurring all over the world starts to be solved, the Amplidata name by word of mouth will move really fast. So I think things could happen very fast for you.
I must say that the interest in Amplidata is growing every day. The first Cloud Expo shows that we attended, we really had to spread our name, and nobody knew about us. Now we're meeting people who said, I've been reading into you, and they can actually tell us all about our story, and all they need is the price information. So it's looking really good for us.
Well, we like to think we helped a little bit with that. So let's send people to amplidata.com for one thing, right? And obviously send them to your booth as well.
Yes, we're in booth 624.
They will find you. Look for the unstructured big data people. It's that simple.
Yep, that's simple. And I'll be doing a presentation this afternoon on the same topic, but a bit more elaborate. So,
all right, to be continued then. And I'm sure we'll see you in June as well in New York. There we are, Tom Leyden, Amplidata, telling you to get involved if you've got an unstructured big data problem, and you know you have. Thanks so much for joining us, Tom.
Sure.
And thank you for watching this out there on the World Wide Web.